Hello everyone, welcome. It is the 29th of April. We are almost done with this month. And today I did what I had hoped I would be able to do. I mentioned in my last little video that I was going to try today to stitch my final letter on my Daily 30 acrostic, which would finish up all of my acrostics because it was the last letter I needed on any of them, which was the letter N for Nativity. I always seem to put this off, and then when I work on it, I absolutely enjoy it. I don't know, I think it's just a little overwhelming because of the blends and the intricacy of the chart. I can't watch FlossTube when I work on it. Today I didn't even listen to a book or anything. I just stitched because today was serious stitching. Today I had to get 300 stitches, but I also decided to work on a section that I've been avoiding. Let me share it with you. Here's Nativity. It's a beautiful Teresa Wentzler piece. But true to all of her pieces, you know, it is intense and it has a lot of blends. And today I decided to work on this sleeve and take it all the way down and do the 1/1 hand. Yep, 1/1. I have this hand and I had the two hands over here holding the baby that I have yet to do. So I decided today was the day. I thought, well, I need 300 stitches, and when you do 1/1, you get a lot of stitches in a small area. So that's what I decided to do. So here's how it looks on my piece. You can see this is where her headdress will be, her head dressing. But the sleeve had stopped right up here at this pink ribbon, and I had a couple of little wrinkles, folds stitched in here, only a couple of colors. So I came in today and I finished the sleeve. I did the cuff and the inside of the sleeve, and then I did the 1/1 hand. I have not back stitched it yet because I still have about 3 1/1 stitches from the wing that go right there. And I figured I'd wait and get those done because I didn't want to try to do 1/1 underneath back stitching. But this is the sleeve, and then this lighter, different shade of purple right here is the beginning of a beautiful sash that I think is the rest of this ribbon, and it's just the other side of it because it's got a lot different color in it, more purpley, pinky colors, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. That's what it looks like to me. If you can see in here, he's got this ribbon coming down. So there's the sleeve, and then there's the ribbon. This one's been back stitched, so you can see it a little bit better, but that's where I'm at. That's where I got up to on the angel. So today I worked on the angel. I hadn't worked on the angel in a long time. I had been concentrating in here, getting the focal piece. But once I had their faces all done, including the babies, today I decided it's time. It's time to tackle some of the things I have been avoiding. So 304 stitches just to go from here to here, and a lot of that was in that little 1/1 hand. But it's done. And I'm very happy with it. So my strategy is working. If I put it in my acrostic that requires 300 stitches, it makes me work on it in a substantial way. Even though this is extremely beautiful, it is confetti heavy, and so it takes me a while to get 300 stitches, a lot more so than on any other project I have. So today I started working on this probably about, I guess, noon, 12:30 maybe at the latest, and it is now 4:30, so it took me 4 hours to do 300 stitches. I can usually hit 100 about between 45 and 50 minutes when I'm stitching regular stuff. So that just tells you it's a lot of color changes, a lot of color changes. And I have already pre-made my blends on bobbins, so that's not a problem. Except today, I ran out of a couple of them, and I had to stop and pull my threads off of both bobbins, split them because I pair them up, and I put them on a bobbin, you know, 6 strands. So I take it, I've shown this before, but just so you know what I'm talking about. I take it and I pair them up, and then I just wrap them around the bobbin 6 different directions, so that locations, so that when that blend is called, I grab it and it's just like pulling out a regular bobbin. Until I ran out today on 2 of them. So then I had to stop and bobbinate 2 of them as well. So it takes a little time. But I will tell you what, it's well worth it. I think this is one of the prettiest pieces that I'm working on. It's certainly the most intricate piece that I'm working on. And, you know, we shall see. We shall see. Anyway, I haven't backstitched anything except faces and hands so far. So that's why you can't see this sleeve as well. You know, it's harder to tell the difference between the sleeve and the sash yet. But I really wanted to get this focal point in here and get it positioned. And I think I've been trying to get that 1/1 done so that I don't have to face it anymore. Maybe, I don't know. But it's beautiful and it's making progress. So I think that's good. I am about halfway, I would say. I still have a lot to do up in here. You can tell there's a lot more stitching before I even get to metallics. You know, you can tell I've done a lot more up here than I've done on the sides here. But today I wanted to tackle something tough because I had the whole day, and I wanted to get that done. So I feel accomplished. I feel like that was a good day of stitching, and I'm happy about that. So it's getting later. I'm going to go down and start putting supper on to cook. I have a Zoom call tonight, so we're going to eat a little earlier. And I'm grateful that my husband's willing to do that with me. And so I'm going to go cook, and we'll probably eat a little earlier, like 5:30. He has cocoa at the park right now, so they're having a good time. You know they are. But I just wanted to share this with you because you haven't seen it in a little while, and I get comments every now and then from people saying, I miss your nativity. When am I going to get to see it? So there you go. There you have it. And now I can work on something that's a lot easier tonight when I Zoom. There's no way I can Zoom and work on this. So I wanted to get it finished before my Zoom call tonight, and I am tickled to death that I did. So I'm going to take a break now. I'm going to cook supper. I'm going to be all ready for that, feed my hubby before I get on my Zoom call. And then I can work on something else that's simpler, something that's not quite so difficult. Anyway, I hope you've had a great start to your week. This certainly has put me in a mind of a good start, and I'm pleased that I got that done. You know, it's the 29th, so we are getting close. We have, what, 30 days? Yeah, 30 days. So I got it in barely enough time. Tomorrow's the last day of the month. And tomorrow I have a lot going on. So I can't imagine trying to do this tomorrow. Today was the day, so I'm really happy that I did that. Okay, I'll let you get back to what you were doing. And I don't know whether I'll have a chance to come back and show you tonight what I stitch on Zoom or whether that'll be in the morning. But either way, you'll get to see it, and I'll be happy to share it with you. Thanks for letting me do that. It is such a privilege. So enjoy your evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Happy stitching, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Tina, and today is Tuesday, and it is the last day of April, and I'm here to give you an update on a little bit of my stitching. So last night after I finished working on Nativity, I didn't want anything complicated while I was Zooming. So I pulled out my most recent new start. This is Chubby Fox from Jeanette Douglas. And I started this on Sunday while we were at Goron Stitchery. And I stitched on it a little on the way home. So I picked it up yesterday and I put in 476 stitches in Chubby Fox while I Zoomed last night. And this is what I did. So I had the fox completed when I started working on it last night. So everything else you see, all the branches, all the leaves, all the little flowers, everything else I did last night. So I was color completing. I loved the fact that I had branches all in here because I had all these little points I could count off of without having to go very far. And that way I was allowed to pull a Sarah from Stitchin' Mommy and color complete. So that's what I was working on. Each color that I did, I tried to color complete last night. So that was my progress last night on Zoom. And then once I got off the Zoom call, I went to bed. So I didn't stay up any more than that. So now, today being the last day of the month, I didn't want to start any challenges, or I had finished all my cross sticks with Nativity yesterday. So I just thought today I want to stitch on something that is more difficult to stitch on when I'm counting stitches, that it takes longer or it's harder, or haven't paid enough attention to it or whatever. But today when I walked over to my rack where I hang all of my roller frames, I saw this project and I decided I wanted to put some work in it because of the awkward page breaks that I'm dealing with, and I wanted to get past some of those so that when I stitch my monthly portion, it won't be as difficult. So I'm talking about my Neige at Montagne, or Montagne, I'm not sure how to say that, but snow and mountains. And if you recall, I'm doing a section a month. These were 4 sections in here, trying to finish it by the end of the year. But the way that the pattern is broken up, there are page breaks right across in here, right up in here. And then there are page breaks right in the middle here. And in the pattern, there's this huge motif right here that are pine cones and little branches with little flowers in them. And there are a lot of different shades of brown, and then this bright pop of red. So what I did today is I took the pattern, I got out the original, and I took the pattern and I pieced those page breaks together in a couple of places so that I could read it easier. And my next section is supposed to be the one right under here. So I decided to start on this side and work on that page break, that awkward page break in here. And I got 2 different colors of brown completed up to the page break in the middle here, so that when I pull this back out and I have to do this section, it'll be easy to finish this portion of this section much easier, because I'll have this to count off of, and that'll be much better for me. I only put 130 stitches in it today, but what happened was once I got my pattern pasted together with my cellophane tape, it was going much easier, and I was able to see it a lot better. Plus the fact that I don't have to take the words out. I've already done all that at the top, and so I'm not having to re-chart anything with my eyes, to finish a snowflake or anything like that. Everything else is going to be stitched as it's charted. So I made really quick progress of it this morning. I had to go to Bible study this morning, and I was working on it before I left, and I actually got in 96 stitches of the 130 I did before I ever left the house this morning. When I got back and I finished out that color, I decided this is going well. I'm not worried about it as much anymore, and I already have this slotted for a section every month. So I'm going to put it away. I'm not going to spend any more of my extra day on it, and I'm going to go pick another piece here in a minute, and I'm going to stitch some extra stitches in another piece. So I'm looking forward to doing that, but I wanted to get one of my most challenging things done, and that was to look at those page breaks and figure them out, and I got that taken care of, so that's a good thing. I have one more acrostic, the Daily 30 group. I'm waiting for, I think she'll publish it in the morning or sometime tomorrow, and I can finish my planning tomorrow. I'm stitching with a friend tomorrow. I'm scheduled to go to her house at 10 in the morning. And so I'm supposed to bring my lunch with me, so I brought home leftovers today from lunch, and I'll take those with me, and we'll see how that goes. I'm looking forward to stitching, but I don't know what I'm going to take with me, so I've got to figure that out today as well. So tonight we'll have our first call on my private bingo game. I will show you that board. We had to post it already. Sorry for the close-up. It's back here on the back of my desk. But, you know, we have a shape every month. This month it's a flower. But every one of these pink shaded numbers have to be called in order for you to get a bingo. There are only 8 of the 15 that are not in the bingo itself. You have to get all of these to get a bingo. So that's how this one is different. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. And I did what I said I was going to do. I kept it generic, except for the 3 where I gave my 3 planning friends an opportunity to pick a whip, 1 out of 3 that I gave them. And so when those are called, I have to stitch on the whip that they specified. And we'll go from there. Okay, I'm going to let you get back to what you were doing. I'm waiting for the call from the groomer to tell me that Coco's ready. She's at the groomer's today. And then my husband and I will do something for supper after that. I'm not sure what. We're kind of waiting to see, you know, what time we have to go get her to know what we might want to do for supper. So, that's up in the air at the moment. So in the meantime, I might as well stitch, right? So I hope you are having a great start to your week. Talked to my son today, and we're actually planning a trip to go visit with him. Some of you have asked me about him, and I'm sorry I haven't talked about him as much lately. I've had so much going on. And he has relocated for a great opportunity, and he has moved 5 hours away. His childhood friend, one of his best friends ever, lives in the same town, and they he was just telling me today some fun they had over the weekend. So I know he's having fun connecting with him. But he and I have been talking the last couple of times we've been on the phone together about my husband and I coming down for at least a day, just spending a day with him. And so we've got it on the calendar now. I'm excited. It's not until the first weekend of June. It's that weekend that spans the last day of May, first day of June. But that's the weekend that we're going to go and visit with him. So it's right after our cruise. I tried to get in a weekend before the cruise, but I didn't have one left. I just didn't have one on the calendar that was clear. And so that's fine. That gives us time to plan what we're going to do and you know, what we might want to do while we're there together. And so I'm looking forward to that. But just know he is doing great. He's in a smaller town. It's not so busy as his prior town, Lawrenceville, was. And so he's riding his bike everywhere. And the good news is he was pretty much thought he was finished because he hit 215 and he stayed there a long time. But when he started bicycling everywhere, he started losing again, and he's now down to 205. So that's pretty good. He has shed from 397 down to 205. So that's a person. He's lost an entire person, which is great. Very proud of him. So I can't wait to see him again, especially since he's lost 10 pounds since I've seen him. He'll look even thinner to me and healthier, and I'm excited about it. And of course, he hasn't seen me since I've been on my health journey either. He knows that I've lost weight. He knows how much. I've told him, but he hasn't seen me since I've lost weight. So that'll be fun, to get to do that too. Okay, I'm going to go pick out something to stitch and get busy. Happy stitching, everybody. Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Dina, and today is May 1st. Well, I am very excited to tell you that I got up early this morning and saw the acrostic in the Daily 30 group, and it is May flowers. So I came up to my sewing room up here, and I figured out what I was going to do for each of those letters, and I put it next to my other two acrostics so I could see if I had anything, that was going to be a double dip situation, and I do have some of those, so that will be good for me. So today I needed to stitch on my private bingo game, which was to stitch on a whip that's a gift, and I'm thinking that this might be an exchange piece, so I went ahead and pulled out Chubby Fox, and I started working on it. And I did 102 stitches, and I posted in my bingo game. But I was at my friend Juliana's house stitching and just chatting with her, and I just kept working on it. And when we finished stitching this afternoon, I came on home and I continued stitching on it because I realized that I could use it for my Daily 30 acrostic Mayflowers. I could use it for the F for Chubby Fox. So I wound up stitching until I finished it. And for me, that was a total today of 386 stitches. And here is my finish. I think Chubby Fox is really cute. Really, really cute. Precious. So I have stitched Chubby Bird, and now I have stitched Chubby Fox. And my friend Donna has the Chubby Bunny, and she has the Chubby Bee. She just got that at the grand opening this weekend for Garand Stitchery. So she's got those two. I think she may be through with the bunny. I'm not sure, but she's going to let me borrow those two so that I can have the whole set. However, as I said, this might be a gift, this one, so we'll see. I was thinking about it being an exchange piece. So that is my acrostic for today. I've got to take a picture and post it for both acrostics because it's in my magazine monthly challenge group too. It's for a C in bicycle, and it's for the second C. I'm standing for Chubby Fox. So I was able to use it for 2 of my acrostics today and for my bingo game. So that's 3. That's awesome. I'm excited about that. Well, it's May 1st, everybody. It's not the first Monday in May, but it is May 1st. But I have my May Monday starts ready to go. I have them kitted up. All of that's set to go. And I will be working on taking a lot of that with me on my little trip that we're going to take here in a couple of weeks. So in the meantime, I'll be getting as much done as I can. But I am really, really tickled to have finished Chubby Fox. I started it at the grand opening of Garand Stitchery on Sunday when we went back by there on our way home. And I started it and I stitched on it a little on the way home. And then I picked it back up today. So I am tickled to death to have that one finished. So I'm going to let you get back to what you were doing. I am going to probably take a break. I had a vaccination this week, yesterday in fact, that is kicking my tail. My arm is very sore and I'm feeling a bit feverish and just, achy. And so I think I'm just going to go kind of curl up with a blanket and watch a little TV or something now that I've gotten my stitching done for the day. Just don't feel as good as I would like to. So hoping that tomorrow will be a lot better. So I'm going to say goodnight and again say happy stitching to all of you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. This is Dina. It is Thursday night. It is May 2nd, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about my stitching. I forgot to show you something yesterday. I had mentioned that I was going to go stitch some yesterday afternoon, evening, after I had shared with you what I was working on. And I mentioned that I was going to pull out something that I felt like just needed some more attention, that just either I didn't have enough stitches in or might be something I needed to work on. And so I wound up pulling out Hawk Run Hollow. And I did another color across the top of this hill. There are little flowers that have to go up here, and then I've got two little rabbits that sit here, and then I can start the tree. But it dawned on me that for the year I wanted to do 2 squares, and here I am at month 5, and I'm not finished, anywhere near finished with this one yet. This one is so much stitching. So that's why I grabbed it and I pulled it out and I put just a few stitches in it, a little over 100, I think. I'll look and see. I wrote it down. 148. So, small amount, but it filled up what I was working on. As luck would have it, the call for today on my bingo board was number 3, which turned out to be to stitch on a May Monday project. I haven't had a May Monday yet. I hadn't started anything yet. So I had to pick which one I wanted to start that was a May Monday project and start it. So I pulled one out and I opened it and I thought, I don't have everything in here, I don't think. And I didn't. I didn't have all the floss in there. I had all of the specialty floss that I had in my stash. And I had just purchased some at Garron Stitchery for a different project that I had finished, that Chubby Fox. So fortunately, I could pull 2 colors out of there and put in, and the rest were DMC I hadn't pulled yet. But I got it done in about 5 minutes. It was great. So today I started one of my May Monday starts, but I had to start it early because my bingo game, called Spring Awakens. I think it's precious. And I intend to make mine a pillow. So I pulled out a remnant of Color and Cotton fabric in the colorway Willow. And I got started on it today. So I started in the middle. And I started in the middle so that I would make sure I had enough space. Now when I get to the bottom of this, I'm probably going to have to stitch in hand the last few rows. I don't know. But it's wrapped on around, so there's plenty of fabric. I measured it 2 or 3 times. But it is really super cute. And today I wound up stitching 305 stitches in my new start. Does that number sound familiar? 300? Yes, it was used in my acrostic for the Daily 30 group. The Daily 30 group is Mayflowers, and I used Spring Awakens for the A in May. And I also used it in the 24 Hours of Cross Stitch. That acrostic is Share Kindness, and my last S of the whole thing was Spring Awakens. So again today, I hit 3 prompts with 1 project. Isn't that awesome? So I got my bingo space. I got one of my letters in 2 of my acrostics. And I made it before midnight. It's great. It's late, but it's not midnight yet. So I'm going to put all this away. I've actually got to put all of my floss on a ring because I have some floss that's in bags because it's hand-dyed. And I have some floss that I haven't even put in bags yet. They're still just on the, you know, things they came on. And then I have DMC. So they can all go on a ring. They can't go in a box, but they can go in a ring. So I'll have to put those in a ring, and then I can pack that away. So my first May Monday start that I would have been starting this coming Monday, I have already started. So I will either take this one back out on Monday and work on it, or I'll just pull them all forward a week, and then that means I may have an extra Monday that I might start something else. Who knows? But this was my May Monday start. It was on my list of May Monday starts, and I've announced it on here that it was a May Monday start. And so when I had to work on one, I had to pull one that was actually going to be a May Monday start. Got it done anyway. So that's good. So now, tomorrow I get to work on, I don't know yet. Oh, I do, yes, a Christmas whip. Okay, 5-3 is a Christmas whip, number 19. So now I have to decide what I want to do. So on my acrostics for my Christmas whips, I have Stitcher's Days of Christmas, Nativity, Miss Christmas Eve, and Santa's House in my 24 Hours Across Stitch. I have Stitcher's Days of Christmas and Erica Michael's Berry in my Magazine Monthly Challenge group. I have Stitcher's Days of Christmas on my Daily 31 that requires 300 stitches, and I also have Miss Christmas Eve and Santa's House on that one as well. So now tomorrow I'll have to look at what I have on my calendar and decide what do I have time to stitch. Can I stitch one that's possibly just on an acrostic that's not requiring 300 stitches? We'll see. I might pull out, well, those require 300 stitches, so we'll see. The reason I'm so hesitant about it is because we have a busy day tomorrow. I get to talk to my sister Stephanie tomorrow morning. I'm hoping to get to talk to Glow tomorrow. I don't know. We didn't confirm whether we could or not. Sometimes she has to work. And then tomorrow night, my husband and I are meeting another couple from church for dinner. And so my evening will not be my own as far as stitching. So the only time I'm really going to have to stitch is tomorrow afternoon, after I get off the phone and before we go to dinner. So I may not have time tomorrow for one of those big 300 stitch propositions. So I may wind up pulling out my berry that I've started recently and put another 100 stitches in it. We'll see. But you'll find out pretty quick for you. It'll be tomorrow for me. But anyway, Tommy took Coco today to the park, as I mentioned, and when we got home tonight, a tick crawled off of her onto my husband's hand. So, of course, he got rid of it, and then he took her outside, put her on our grooming table. We have a little table so that we can trim her up a little bit or try to keep her, looking neat between her grooming sessions. And he put the big blower on her and tried to make sure, blew her hair all around, tried to make sure she didn't have any other ticks from the woods. So, first time she's brought one home. First time. But it was crawling off of her, so her tick medicine must be working. I don't know. Anyway, she kind of pouted with him the rest of the evening because he just drug her right out there. She was laying down, having her belly rubbed, and he made her get up and go, and I don't think she was very happy about it. He said she was mad at him. We'll see. Anyway, it's late. I'm going to go to bed and get a good night's sleep. so I can start my day fresh tomorrow, and we'll go from there. I hope you've had a good start to your week. I hope that you are looking forward to your weekend. I know I am. And in the meantime, until we can talk again, happy stitching. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. It is the 3rd of May, and it is in the afternoon on Friday. And I want to tell you about my stitching today. So far, I had my private bingo call for this morning. It was number 19 on my board, which was a Christmas whip. So I pulled out this beautiful little Garon bag here, which contains Santa's house, because the little elves obviously live there, the little gnomes. Anyway, I've been working on this along a little bit. It's not a priority, so I do it for prompts and then I move on. But this one is for 2 different acrostics as well as my bingo game. So I again hit 3 with it this morning, which was great. So let me show you what I worked on today on mine. Here it is. When I picked this up today, I had nothing in the window here. I had just the panes outlined, so I stitched all of the window in there. And this little white snowflake right here was the last thing stitched across. So today I've stitched all of the white across here, and then I've gone back and I've put the pink in there as well. And I've almost finished all the way across to where the rest of the roof will go. I want to fill in the rest of this pink here so that when I come across with the roof, because the roof edge is right here and it'll go up diagonally this way, then I can just do fill-in for that roof, and that'll be a great stitching to take with me to either the library or a phone call with friends. So that will be a great thing to do. But today I needed, because one of my acrostics it was in was the daily 30 group, I needed 360 stitches, and I'm sorry, I got 360 stitches. I needed 300 stitches. I was running my thread out, trying to use the rest of the pink that I had pulled off the skein there so that I didn't have any loose threads hanging out. But that was my progress today, and I feel like that's a great amount so far. Loving that, just going all the way across the top. And I think that's how I'm going to continue to do it. I'm going to go all the way across the top there, this top section, right across here where the roof is. And then I'll go across, there's a middle section that's fairly obvious here where that ties in there. And then I can do that section, and then I can do that section. So I'm thinking it'll either be 4 rows across or 3, depending on how big I make that row in the middle. But that's my plan of attack anyway. So I met the criteria for my private little bingo game of stitching on a Christmas whip. And then in my daily 30, let me see if I can grab that piece of paper over here. In my daily 30 group, it was for R in Mayflowers, and that was for the reindeer at Santa's house. And for my 24 hours of cross stitch acrostic, I'm using Santa's house for the next to last letter, which is S. So 1 for the reindeer and 1 for Santa's house, the title. But I got both of them done, plus my bingo game today. So like I said, I always love it when I can hit 3 prompts with 1 thing of stitching. That's great. That's why I set them up that way. Anyway, other than that, Coco and I went for another walk. Do you know she finagled 2 walks this morning? She's a clever little girl. Yeah. I was on a call with my sister this morning. We had such a wonderful time, and we were just chatting away. And so my husband was kind enough to take Coco for her morning walk. And when I got off the phone with my sister, Coco came running up here acting like she hadn't been anywhere. Acting just like she normally does. Oh, pulling at me. You know, it's time to go. I called my husband because he had just left to go to an appointment. He was on his way, and I said, did you get a chance to walk Coco this morning? Has she been out? Oh, yeah. He said, but I bet she makes you do it again. I said, she did. So I got off the phone, and I looked at her, and I said, are you trying to get another walk? And she just got all excited. She ran to the door. She wanted another walk. So we did. She is in charge here. You all know that, right? I've had people tell me that they realize she's in charge. And oh, yeah, she's definitely in charge here. Most of the time. Anyway. All right, well, I've had a lovely day. It was wonderful to catch up with my sister. We had a nice time of conversation. It wasn't interrupted by her work, which sometimes happens. You know, she can't help that. But it was just such a privilege today because we got some uninterrupted quality time together on the phone. And we had a lot to catch up on. And so that was wonderful. And then I got a surprise call from my son today. And I always love that. And anyway, then I talked to my friend Cheryl and just visited with her a bit. And so now I'm going to put this part of my stitching away, and I'm going to decide if there's something else I want to work on today. And whatever it is, whatever I decide to do, I'll come back and share with you. Happy stitching, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Dina. It is May 4th. It is Saturday. My husband is working as a background extra today in a new movie that's being filmed in Atlanta. He's supposed to work today and tomorrow, so Coco and I are bachelorettes this weekend. We are having a great time. We went out for a lovely walk this morning, and I tried to capture a little bit of what it's like to walk with Coco. You're not walking the whole time because she's smelling a lot. And then she'll stop and look up at you and want treats. So I didn't take treats with me this morning on purpose because she hadn't had her breakfast yet. She was a little bit slow about getting up and getting started today. She wanted to sleep in. And I slept in a little bit with her, but I got up at 8. And she really didn't want to get up that early. That's not really early for me, but it was for her today. But we're having a good day, and I am about to go out and mail a letter to my son, and he had asked me for some information. I'm sending that to him, and I am going to try to go by a couple of shops. I need to get a couple of little things for our trip, and I'm going to grab a bite to eat while I'm out, and then I'll be back for the day. So I thought before I ever left the house, I would do my household chores, which I did, and I would get my bingo stitching done, which I did. So I want to share my bingo stitching with you today. Today's prompt was to stitch on an autumn whip, and the only autumn whip I have going right now is Autumn in the Village. And this is the one I'm doing on 36 count, and it is coming along slowly because I am working on it for prompts and mostly for the bingo, which is only 100 stitches. But today, my 100 stitches that I put in was actually 109. I wanted to finish off my thread. And I color completed 3 colors in that tree because they're all various shades of brown, but that's okay. I finished the tree trunk all the way up, and I finished 2 shades of brown in the leaves. And so I have about 3 colors left, I think, maybe 4 at the most. they're sporadic all through here for the leaves of the tree. And then once I finish that, I'll look over here and see if this touches anything over here, and I'll start working here. I'm trying to surround this house with everything touching it so I can backstitch the house. So that's kind of what I'm working on. And I'm thinking that there are 3 more houses. There's this little building you see right here, but there are 3 more houses on this end. And there's a house and a huge tree, a lamppost, and a little cart on that end. So there's still a lot of stitching to do on this. This is just barely getting started, really. But on 36 count, it's deceiving. It looks like you've gotten a lot done, and when you really haven't. You still have a whole lot more to go. But I am tickled that I finished those 3 colors when I was working on my 109 stitches that I got this morning. And the good news is now I can take a picture of it and post it in my bingo group, and my bingo call is met for the day. And then I can go do my errands without any worry or pressure that I have to get home and get my bingo stitching done. So I'm going to mark off my autumn whip. And the good news is, so far, I've done 4 prompts, and 3 of those 4 are in my bingo colored section, which is great. I still don't think I'll finish it before the last day. That just seems to be what happens to me, but that's looking good because only one of them isn't. So those odds are better. I like those. So I'll put that away now until tonight. Tonight they'll call a new number for the bingo, and I will be able to take care of it in the morning, hopefully. So I'm going to go do my errands. If I get back this afternoon with time to stitch, I have a couple of other big projects I want to do while my husband's gone, where I can make a real mess, like pull everything out of a closet and straighten everything and put it back. I like doing that when there's nobody here, because I know I won't get interrupted and I can finish it. So I'm planning on doing that today. But anyway, I just wanted to say, if I get back in time to stitch, my thoughts are that I would look at my acrostics, and I would try to find something that's on a big roller frame, something that I know I can't take with me because I'll be traveling twice in the month of May, and I'll want to get one of those done if I can, because it would be the hardest to take with me on a trip. And so that's what I'm probably going to use as my criteria for picking anything else that I want to stitch on today. So it might be a surprise. I hope you're having a great Saturday. I certainly am enjoying what I'm able to do today, and I'm kind of having a fun day, just being able to do whatever I want, and not, I don't have any obligations, so that'll be fun. I'll enjoy that. I've done all my stitching for my class, and I have to fully finish 2 things for events that I have coming up. I got to finish my ornament for our ornament meetup of our Lake House Stitchers, and I've got to fully finish, both of these are fully finished situations. I've got to fully finish the piece that I stitched for Garan Stitchery's Retreat in July. That's an exchange piece, and I have an idea how I want to finish it, but I haven't tried it yet, so we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna go, and if I get any more stitching done tonight, I'll come back and share it with you. Hello there, welcome back. I wanted to share with you a little bit more stitching that I got done today. I decided to work on a challenge in the Daily 30 group today, mainly because it's one I wrote. I read it this morning and I said, oh my gosh, that's one of the ones I wrote. It's about Cumberland Island, and my husband has hiked and camped there many times, and I wanted to share a little bit about that beautiful spot in Georgia. So I wrote about that. So I've been working on it, and today one of the prompts for that was to stitch on a whip that depicts an outdoor activity. And so I decided that you couldn't get a better activity to do outdoors than to eat ice cream from a bicycle ice cream vendor. That's definitely going to happen outdoors. So, as you know, I'm doing this for my birthday mantle for my husband's birthday. I don't know that I'll finish it this year, but it is going pretty well. It depends on how much stitching I get done. But I did 212 stitches today because I needed 200. And I wanted to finish off that last color I had been working on, which is white. It's harder for you to see it. But it's the top of that bicycle, the little umbrella over the top of the bicycle. So I got several more sections done in that top. And I think when I started, I had the dark blue side of that one done. So I did the light blue, the dark orange, the light orange, the off-white, and the white stripes today, and came up with 212 stitches by doing that. So I'm going to put this one away now. That's met that prompt. And the other two I have to stitch for left in that event is something that has either water or a boat in it. And I guess you know I'm probably going to pick up 13th Colony for that. And then I have to stitch with the color gray. And I was just working on this the other day, Santa's house, but that roof is gray and I'm ready to do fill-in, so I may grab it and do that too. The other thing I want to look at is Haunted Mansion because it may have gray in it. And that would be new stitching on a new project rather than putting additional stitches in something I've already touched this month. But I don't mind. I like Santa's house, and that would be a quick, easy one to do. So both of those two would be easy. And so I would love it if I could finish them between today and tomorrow. I would love to knock out the whole thing. I think that'd be great. So we'll see. And we'll see what my call is for my bingo tomorrow once they put that out about 8:30 tonight. That may help me decide whether I'm going to get these two things done or not. Well, I'm going to let you get back to what you were doing. I'm going to run the vacuum cleaner in the stitching room. I've been doing some things today. I've been straightening things up. I finished all of my table make gifts for all of my retreats. I had one I hadn't finished up yet, and I finished that up today. And I fully finished the ornament that I am displaying for my Lake House Stitchers that I've kitted up for them. This is our ornament exchange that we're going to do in June. I fully finished it today, and it's so cute. I really like it. And so I liked the way it turned out, so I went ahead and cut everything that everybody needs to finish it, except the boards. Anyway, and then I'll have to have them cut those when they're here, I guess. But I've got all the materials other than the little disc that they're going to need to finish their ornaments with already in their bags. So that was good. It helped me clean up some stuff and be able to put some supplies away, which I did, and I'm really happy about that. So now I just need to run the vacuum, and I think my stitching room would be clean enough to present, you know, to my guest that wanted to stitch here, that have a place to sit, in other words. So I'm happy about getting that done today. I did get my closet rearranged. I did get some things straightened up in there that I had hoped to do today. So it's been a very productive day. I've heard from my husband. It's a wrap for today, and he is headed home. So he should be home in about an hour and a half, and that'll be good because it'll be before 10 o'clock. It'll be around 9. And he doesn't have to go back in the morning until 9:30 as of now. Depends on how late they go in production tonight. They have to have so many hours between when they stop filming at night before they can start filming the next day. They have to give their crew so many hours off. I think it's 8. And so his report to time could be even later tomorrow. That just depends on how late they film tonight. But he's coming home. So the part he was doing, they've completed. So that's a good thing. Okay, I'm going to put my summer treats away, and I'm going to run the vacuum. And then I'm going to decide, am I going to stitch anything else for tonight? Or am I going to do some more straightening and cleaning out stuff? I'm in the mood. I don't know why. All right, I'll talk to you next time I have something to share with you. Happy stitching, everybody. Okay, we're going on a walk. This is typical. I think I've shown you this before. Coco walks a little bit and then she stops and she smells whatever's interesting, because in Coco's mind, the walk is all about the sniffari. She is on a mission to find where the deer go across the road, anything new. So that's what we're doing. We're at Lucky's house. She had to walk down the driveway and make sure that he wasn't on the porch. He's not out there, baby. He'll have to come out later. Okay, you ready? Let's walk. There's the coyote again. We'll see if she even pays attention to it. Nope. She didn't even acknowledge him today. Sometimes she'll go up and sniff him, but not usually. Okay, this is where Bailey lives and Chloe. She had to stop and look to see if they were outside. They aren't out this morning. We're a little early, but she's looking. She stops at every friend's house to see if they're outside, if they can play. This is sort of where the deer like to cross the road quite often. There are several trails right on this little empty lot. There's a small wooded area right here amongst the houses. And so Coco is checking to see which trail they came across last night. And she's pulling pretty hard. She wants to find it. Oh yeah, she smells it. Did you find it, baby? Did you find where they came across? She'll find it and she'll go follow it and try to go into their little pathway as far as her little leash will carry her. Looks like something slept right here last night. So Coco's checking that out. Yeah, I think you found the spot. Get out of the sand. She loves to dig in the sand. Good girl. That was a good girl. Yeah. So now she's looking up at me because she wants treats. But we didn't bring treats on this walk today. No, we didn't. I'll get you treats when we get home. You ready to go? Let's go home. Let's go home and get treats. Ready? That's a good sit. Yes, it is. That was a good girl. That was a good walk, Coco. Oh, Dad's got a suitcase getting ready for her trip. She's exploring it. Thanks for the walk, Coco.